When people think of German tank production in World War II, names like Henschel, Krupp, Daimler-Benz or Alket usually come to mind first. Nürnberg rarely features in popular memory as a center of armored warfare. Yet between 1934 and 1945, one industrial complex in the city, the Maschinenfabrik or Machine Factory Augsburg-Nürnberg MAN plant, played a decisive role in shaping one of the most important armored fighting vehicles of the war, the Panzerkampfwagen 5 Panther. The MAN works in Nürnberg were not merely an assembly hall bolted into an existing design. They were a development center, a testing ground, and a production hub where German armored doctrine, industrial capacity, and wartime necessity collided. MAN was not a newcomer to complex machinery in the 1930s. Founded in the 19th century, the company specialized in diesel engines, heavy machinery, locomotives, and trucks. Its Nuremberg plant, expanded during the Weimar period, was particularly well suited for large-scale mechanical fabrication, castings, transmissions, engines, and final assembly. This mattered enormously once German rearmament began. Unlike firms that had to be dragged into military production, MAN already possessed skilled engineers and experience with heavy steel structures. By the late 1930s, MAN had become a trusted partner of the Heereswaffenamt, the German Army Ordnance Office. If you are interested in how German panzer companies actually fought in World War II, I've put together a free ebook based on manuals and battlefield reports. You will find the link in the description, particularly for design work, not just production. This distinction would prove crucial in 1942. Before the Panther, German tank development followed a relatively conservative trajectory. The Panzer III and Panzer IV reflected pre-war assumptions. Tanks would fight tanks, infantry, and guns, but mobility and mechanical reliability were prioritized over armor thickness and firepower. MAN contributed to this ecosystem indirectly, supplying components and participating in design studies. Importantly, German engineers, including those at MAN, were already aware of the limitations of vertical armor and short-barreled guns. Sloped armor concepts and higher velocity weapons were not alien ideas in 1941, they simply had not been prioritized. The invasion of the Soviet Union changed that calculus overnight. The appearance of the T-34 tank during Operation Barbarossa forced the German army into crisis mode. Existing tanks were outmatched in armor protection and, in many cases, firepower. The response was immediate. A new medium tank was required, one that combined mobility, armor, and a powerful gun. If you enjoy going deeper into history, I publish 3 new World War II themed word search books every single week, covering battles, tanks, units, and many more. These aren't just puzzles. They let you reconnect with the past while keeping your mind sharp. They also make a great gift for any World War II buff or anyone who appreciates a good classic puzzle book. Check them out in the description below. Two companies were tasked with producing competing designs, the Daimler-Benz and the MAN. This competition is often portrayed as ideological or political, but in practice it was intensely technical. MAN's proposal emphasized sloped armor inspired by ballistic efficiency studies, a torsion bar suspension, a high-velocity gun, and a conventional rear engine layout. Crucially, MAN's design was better aligned with existing German production methods, even if it was more complex. This alignment would help secure the contract. The decision in favor of MAN was not inevitable, but it was logical. Daimler-Benz design more closely resembled the T-34, including a rear transmission concept that alarmed German maintenance specialists. MAN's proposal, while innovative, still fit within German engineering doctrine. By mid-1942, MAN had become the lead designer and one of the primary producers of the Panther tank. The tank was not designed in a vacuum. At the Nürnberg plant, engineers worked under extraordinary pressure, balancing competing demands. Army requirements that shifted constantly, production realities, scarcity of raw materials, and political interference. Design work, testing, and early production overlapped dangerously. Prototypes were rushed, flaws were identified late, and changes were implemented mid-production. This chaos was not unique to MAN, but Nürnberg became the nerve center where decisions rippled across the entire Panther program. Despite these challenges, MAN engineers achieved something remarkable. A tank with excellent ballistic protection for its weight, a gun capable of defeating most Allied armor at range, and high mobility for its class. The price was mechanical fragility, especially early on. The Panther Ausführung D, or D version, the first production model, embodied both brilliance and disaster. Built largely at MAN and partner firms, it entered service in time for Operation Citadel in July of 1943. At Nürnberg, production lines struggled with inadequately tested gearboxes, engine overheating, final drive failures, and poor access for maintenance. These were not theoretical problems, they were known issues. But the pressure to deliver tanks to the front overrode caution. The engineers continued to issue modifications even as vehicles were shipped east. The result was predictable. Many Panthers broke down before reaching combat. Yet, when functioning properly, they demonstrated devastating battlefield potential. One of MAN's strengths was its ability to learn quickly. The Nürnberg plant became a clearinghouse for frontline feedbacks, engineering fixes, and production simplifications. By late 1943, changes introduced at MAN significantly improved reliability. This process, however, required constant retraining of workers, reworking of jigs and toolings, and close coordination with the subcontractors. It was here that MAN's pre-war engineering culture paid dividends. Despite Allied bombing and labor shortages, the factory managed to stabilize Panther production faster than many critics expected. This channel exists because it stays independent. If you believe serious military history should stay that way, consider channel membership. Link below. The Ausführung A or A version represented the first attempt to standardize the Panther. At Nürnberg, this meant improved commander's cupola, enhanced transmission reliability, better crew ergonomics, and incremental armor adjustments. MAN's role shifted slightly from pure design leadership toward process optimization. The goal was no longer to invent the perfect tank, but to produce a good enough Panther in large numbers under worsening conditions. This phase exposed the tension at the heart of German armaments policy: the desire for technical excellence versus the need for mass production. By 1944, MAN increasingly relied on foreign force laborers, prisoners of war, concentration camp inmates in auxiliary roles. This was not unique to MAN, but it profoundly affected production quality. Skilled German workers were increasingly replaced or supplemented by labor with limited training and little incentive to care about quality. The engineers attempted to compensate through more rigid inspection regimes, simplified assemblies, and modular subcomponents. Even so, output quality fluctuated widely, especially as bombing disrupted the supply chains. Nürnberg became a target for Allied air raids as early as 1943. The plant suffered damage to machine halls, power disruptions, loss of skilled workers, forced decentralization of production. In response, parts of the Panther production were dispersed to smaller facilities, but Nürnberg remained the intellectual center of the program. Design changes, technical drawings, and modification orders continued to originate there. The resilience of the MAN plant was impressive, but it came at enormous human and material cost. The Ausführung G or G version marked the culmination of the Panther's wartime evolution. Designed under extreme constraints, it featured a simplified hull design, improved side armor, and reduced manufacturing complexity. The MAN engineers prioritized ease of production over innovation. The G version was not the best Panther on paper, but it was the most practical under late war conditions. Nürnberg's role during this phase was less glamorous but more critical than ever, keeping production alive as the German Reich collapsed under it. Post-war narratives often portray the Panther as either a technological marvel or an over-engineered failure. The truth lies somewhere in between. From MAN's perspective, the Panther was a rational response to battlefield realities, a design constrained by political urgency, and a victim of Germany's inability to align strategy, industry, and resources. The Nürnberg plant did not fail in a technical sense. It delivered a capable tank under impossible conditions. The failure was systemic. By early 1945, Nürnberg was under constant attack. Production slowed, then ceased. American forces occupied the city in April of 1945, finding damaged but salvageable industrial infrastructure, incomplete Panthers on assembly lines, and technical documents that would later inform Allied assessment. MAN survived the war as a company, but its role as Germany's tank design house ended with the Third Reich. The MAN plant in Nürnberg was more than a factory. It was a crucible of German armored warfare, where engineering ambition met the brutal realities of industrial war. The Panther tank, flawed, formidable, and endlessly analyzed, cannot be understood without understanding MAN. Its design compromises, production struggles, and battlefield performance all trace back to decisions made on the factory floor and in drawing offices. In the end, MAN represents both the peak and the limit of German wartime industry. Technically sophisticated, intellectually capable, but fatally constrained by time, resources, and ideology. The Panther was born there, and with it, a lesson in how even the best engineering cannot save a losing war. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.